guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. Oh boy. Alright, so with the same name update being in Dokkan, I did sort of want to do videos on all these different category teams. I'm kind of like going in reverse order, right? Starting with most recently, categories that have come out, and then sort of again going in reverse order. I've taken care of a lot of, sort of the newer categories that have come out in like 2020 and sort of like just working through the midway point of 2021 at this point. So we reached Universe 11. Now, Universe 11 is not really like some crazy miraculous category or anything like that. Honestly, I feel as though it was just really added into the game to sort of enhance LR Jiren, right? And what I mean by that is like that would maybe they were a little bit scared to just give Universal Survival Saga a full 170% across the board lead or something like that. But they wanted to like help Jiren out, so they made the Universe 11 category, and then that one they gave the full 170% across the board buff, right? Now, Universe 11 is pretty much just a subset of the Universal Survival Saga. I mean, because we have not seen these characters anywhere else besides Universal Survival Saga, except for like Jiren and Topo were in Dragon Ball Heroes at one point. Maybe we could get like, Jiren from Dragon Ball Heroes, because Jiren does fight hearts, right? Like, eventually we're probably gonna get the Gogeta Blue Jiren and Hit combo card, which is, I don't know what the links and categories are gonna be for that unit, but it would be pretty sick, right? That's for sure. Maybe they'd end up on like full power and join forces or something. Like I don't know what categories that unit would be on, but it would be sick, right? Gogeta Blue, Jiren, and Hit, because they're the ones that take down hearts, right? So the same name update is going to dramatically help this category out, right? Because like, if we take a look at the full roster of what we have available here, I only have 11 characters in my box, and that's with a bunch of like, SSRs down here. So a couple of things to point out, right? So there is no like really good base Topo, right? Like there are two different just like normal Topo cards. This Topo Dokkan Awakens into the Topo / Pride Trooper unit up here, and then this Topo Dokkan Awakens into God of Destruction Topo right there. So, I mean, I think we easily could get like a base form Topo that transforms into God Topo. I think that could be a Dokkan Festival exclusive, actually. Topo, to me, is a character worthy of being a Dokkan Fest exclusive. I've always thought that, right? Even back in the day when he first originally came out. Him and Kefla, I thought, were characters that deserved Dokkan Fest exclusives. I did not get them at the time. It's so crazy to me because, that's 2018 where I was like, yeah, God Topo should get a Dokkan Fest. And now here we are in 2021 and God Topo still doesn't have one. I do think he will get one eventually, but, right now Dokkan does seem to be pushing GT as well as movies moving forward. So I don't know if we're going to do a lot of Universal Survival Saga moving forward, but he'll probably get one at some point, right? Because the Universal Survival Saga's characters are still so profitable for Dokkan. But like that will be big, right? Getting a Topo that would sort of transform into God Topo. I think they could do another just straight up standalone God Topo, like an LR God Topo. I think would make a lot of sense. And then that would be interesting, right? Because that's where like, running this God Topo on the team just as like, sort of like a floating support type option or something like that. And then having like a straight up LR God Topo would work out really well for the Universe 11 category team. Dispo, we have this is like hyper speed mode Dispo, but just base Dispo has only got just his SSR right there. So they easily could do a version of that. Like, they could do an LR of all the Pride Troopers together. I mean, we do have several cards. This Topo / Pride Troopers right here, as well as this Casserole / Pride Troopers right here. We could get a Jiren / Pride Troopers. We could get just a full LR Pride Troopers. Like them doing that, just like Topo and Pride Troopers sort of as a card, that just gives you, like, they could create so many different versions, right? Like, Universe 11 definitely could become an actual competitive category team. Like, no doubt about that. The other thing, too, is that, like, full power Jiren kind of doesn't have, like, he doesn't have, like, a Dokkan event or, like, a Dokkan character or anything like that. I mean, I don't know if they would do like a transforming Jiren or what. Because the only thing about full power Jiren and normal Jiren here is that his transformation into full power Jiren is sort of like the animation that they used for his active skill. Like, that was when he sort of like transformed, he sort of like, you know, surpassed his limits or whatever and went into his full power mode, is, you know, his actual active skill animation, this one right here. So, I don't know, right? But, like, this guy is definitely going to get an easy A, by the way. In UI Goku, who came out only 2 months before this guy, now has an easy A in-game. It's very hard to say exactly when it's going to happen, though, right? Because, like, you know, in UI Goku got an easy A potentially, like, a year before, like, you know, some other Dokkan Fest who came out before him are even going to get easy A's, right? Like, I don't know, like, STR Ultimate Gohan came out, what, 6-7 months before Int UI Goku, and he still, at the time of this recording, doesn't even have his easy A. So, you know, there is a lot of uncertainty in when some of this stuff is going to happen, but despite the fact that Universe 11 is so limited right now, this might be the smallest. No, so Universe 11, Ginyu Force, and like Team Bardock all are sort of like similarly like small in size, right? As far as like categories, but like this category, this can be a real team in the future, Universe 11, whereas like Ginyu Force and Team Bardock, not really, right? Because Team Bardock, they left off all the like Super Saiyan like 3 Bardocks and Super Saiyan 4 Bardock and shit like that, which sort of kills that category. If all those Bardocks were on there, that team actually could be like sort of competitive sometimes, depending, you know, just a full Bardock team. But, you know, I don't know. All right, so let's go ahead and hop in and see how the Universe 11 category team looks. Again, it's a pretty good team, right? Like just, it's not good as in like the amount of options you have, but running the options we do have, there are good options there, right? Like, you know, I have exactly, you know, the right amount of rainbow to run a team. And all of those characters are pretty good. By the way, this guy will probably get a Dokkan Awakening at some point in the future, potentially an Easy A. Maybe he'll be used for one of these Prime Battle Easy A's, right? That's sort of what they've done with all these free-to-play units. This guy's got some damage reduction and stuff, too. So this unit could be interesting in the future, this SSR Tech Jiren. But, all right, let's go ahead and hop into an event. All right, guys, so we're here in an event with our Universe 11 category team. We should be good to go here. The only thing is that my STR Jiren is not really link leveled. I should go ahead and get that done because there is a lot of stats that I'm sort of leaving on the table there by not letting that Jiren get link leveled. Plus, I mean, he probably will get smacked up by this Krillin. We're in the universe, the Reps of Universe 7 sort of category support state, or, oh, we got the stun. Wait, Krillin can still be stunned? Okay. I would have just assumed that this entire, like event, like, you couldn't stun any of them. Okay, sure. So, I mean, STR Jiren does have that ability. It works really good with LR Jiren, by the way, because LR Jiren has guaranteed crits if the enemy is stunned. Both Jirens do, right? So, like, STR Jiren on rotation stuns the enemy, and then both, yeah, okay, so Krillin can be stunned, but then Tien in this second phase cannot, huh? I might just have Casserole actually sit right here. Go ahead and super attack. Casserole, of course, stacks defense, which is very good. Dispo, remember, is a unit that, like, sort of passively builds up as the event goes on. The problem with Dispo is that they designed him in a pretty bad manner. So, like, this Easy A Dispo, right? When he super attacks, he gets 50% attack and defense for 6 turns, which is a really powerful effect. The problem with that, though, is that they gave him no defense in his passive. And even his Easy A well, I mean, his Easy A defense isn't the worst. Here, let me just quickly show this on screen, but he has 11,400 defense. It's not the worst ever. But, like, that 6-turn defensive buff he gets is not really going to be the craziest because he doesn't really have starting defense to work with as well, right? So, like, here, again, here is his defensive stat, 11,000. Oh, I have a defensive equip on him, don't I? Yeah, level 3 AGL defense. So, like, if he had, like, I don't know, 80% defense in his passive or something like that would be really good. That would help him out a lot. You know, he gets 20% attack at the start of every single turn. You know, just infinitely, which is good. And then he does, you know, get this dodge chance up to 60% at the start of each turn. If you're in an event where, like, it's a long event and the enemy can't cancel dodging, like, this Dispo definitely can be good. Like, he could be good for, like, a no-item attempt. I mean, well, he wouldn't be good in the GT Legendary Goku event because, unfortunately, the Super Saiyan 4 Goku at the end cancels dodging, so this Dispo would be a sitting duck. Like, he literally is fodder in that event. But, like, you know, this event also is another event where Dispo is going to be fodder because of the fact that the enemy at the end here is Tech. The Tech Goku and Frieza, they also cancel dodging. I feel like this is going to be a common theme of Tech bosses that cancel dodging, because that's the only way to counter AGL UI Goku, who is just so, like, the best unit in the game that they have to basically do that to make some of these events difficult. Because, like, AGL UI Goku could probably, like, solo the GT Legendary Goku event if that Goku at the end did not cancel dodging, right? Like, it matters to that degree. So that's the main reason, right? I am quite certain that the main reason the GT Legendary Goku event ends with attack enemy is because of the fact that he does do that. It ends with attack enemy so that they could sort of counter UI Goku. Because again, UI Goku, he's just so damn powerful, right? With the dodging, and his defense is already so ridiculously high. So it's not even like, oh, you know, you didn't get the dodge, like now you're done. It's like, no, you're still fine. You know, you still have 200k defense. Look at Jiren, by the way. Oh my god. Like, God Topo just being on rotation with Jiren, by the way, gives you, most of the time, Jiren's super effective against all types portion of his passive, right? Because Jiren is super effective against all types if the enemy is in the attack down or defensive down status, right? God Topo does that just by being on rotation. God Topo, you know, puts the enemy in defensive down status. So it's a very nice sort of combo that you can work out in that manner, right? By having those two units sort of work together. So that's very, very good, right? Okay. So let's see what we got right here. A lot of int-type enemies here. It's almost as though they were trying to counter Jiren with this, right? Jeez, all right. Okay, so I also have this Tobo/Pride Trooper unit right here. You know, I've talked about him quite a bit. The Tobo/Pride Trooper unit is ridiculous. I mean, just reading out everything that unit does on the Universe 11 category team, this is going to be like a must-run unit, like always on Universe 11, right? So he lowers attack and defense on super attack, which is there to help, you know, get Jiren's super effective against all types, right? By the enemy having, like, lowered attack and defense. Then, you know, he's guarding. Universe 11 category allies are getting 3 key, 30% attack and defense. This unit is at 220% attack and defense if there's 3 Universe 11 category allies on the team. Like, it just gets crazy, like, how, you know, much this Tobo/Pride Trooper unit is going to contribute to the team, right? I'm going to keep rocking Jiren in, like, these first slots, like, in front of these hits right here, just to allow him to get hit, right? Remember, Jiren has... I really do like LRs to have this type of key passive right here. So Jiren gets 1 key with every attack received. That's pretty good, because that can be good in basically, like, in, like, a Dokkan event is, like, sort of like a showcase type setting where, like, you could run, like, supports and stuff like that. So, like, key's not really an issue. But in something like Super Battle Road, Jiren having that type of key passive is very good, because Jiren is such a good defensive character. You want to put him in front of all those attacks. So you can put Jiren in front of all of those attacks, let him sort of build up the key, right, by being in front of all those attacks in Super Battle Road. He is going to be tanking naturally just because of his ridiculous defense anyway. So it all ends up working out very, very well for Jiren, right? You know, that key passive. Of course, it's going to be good in long events like this, because we're just going to get hit so many times throughout the event. We're easily going to be able to build that up. So I do like that. Like, you know, if we would, like, when we event, like, I don't want to say if, because eventually we will get an LR Kid Buu. When we get LR Kid Buu, I would really appreciate if LR Kid Buu would be an LR that would get key on hit. To me, that would make a lot of sense for him. Like, I hope that, you know, they give us LR Kid Buu And what if he just infinitely builds up ki per hit, right? What if it just never ends? So, like, you know, you go into Super Battle Road, get hit like 8 times turn 1, and then boom, Kid Buu has just like infinite ki. That, I think, would be a good... And that's a design that I think makes a lot of sense with Kid Buu, right? Because think of how Kid Buu works, right? Where he literally just sits in front of attacks and lets himself get bullied because he's like borderline immune to damage. He just doesn't give a shit, right? Kid Buu is blowing himself up. He just doesn't care. So that would be, I think, a good way to design Kid Buu, is giving him that type of passive. Because here's the thing about, like, Dokkan sort of difficulty, is one easy way they're always going to make events harder is by increasing the amount of times that the enemy attacks. So that is a very good sort of aging ki mechanic right there for these LRs, is getting ki per attack received. Like, that's very good in, like, the God event, right? Where, like, a lot of these Gods of Destruction, even, you know, turn 1 are attacking 10 times per turn. So you so easily can have Jiren get that full passive turn 1. It's why AGL UI Goku has such a superior ki passive to, like, LR Evolution Blue Vegeta, too. Because UI Goku, again, it's the same thing. Like, you know, you're putting him in harm's way, which is where you want him. He's probably going to be dodging all those attacks and then building up all those ki from his attacks. So it just, like, really compounds and, like, builds up, right? It works out very good. All right, so, like, we're sort of just going through, I mean, we're getting a general gist of how this, you know, Universe 11 category team works here, right? Like, you guys are seeing it, right? Like, it is good. The category team right now truly is just built around making Jiren look good, right? That's why you could do, like this is a good way to do it, right? Is running Casserole in, like, slot 1 for long event, running Topo/Pride Trooper in slot 1 for a long event, and then, you know, we sort of have, like, you know, God Topo floating around, Dispo floating around, SCR Jiren floating around, and then we have the LR Jirens in the middle slot, and LR Jiren is just going to carry most of the damage for us, right? He's just going to be able to massively do so much damage that he's going to be able to just take care of it, right? Really, what I would like to see, I would like to see them release the next Universe 11 unit with another support type unit. I think would be good. Or this SCR Jiren, if he was a support type unit, I think that would be good as well, right? Like, just things like that. Okay, so again, I would like to keep going until we can get at least one of Jiren's active skills. You know, we'll do a turn with Jiren's active skill, and then we'll probably finish up this video. So let me know what you guys think of the Universe 11 category. Remember, the other thing, too, about the Universe 11 category is it's just like Universe 6 in that it's not representatives of Universe 11 and Universe 6, but it's just full-on Universe 11. So Clown God of Destruction, Belmod, Vermoth, Velmoth, whatever you want to say his name is, when he gets a card in Dokkan, he would be on this category. So would the hottest angel, Margarita, or whatever her name is, right, with the pigtails. She would also be on this category team, right? Beerus and Whis are not on the team because that category team is just only reps of Universe 7, because obviously they couldn't really design that category team around being all of Universe 7, because that's the entire game outside of Dragon Ball Super, right? Like, that would be so ridiculous if the category was just Universe 7. So, like, they sort of had to make it, like, I like what they did. Reps of Universe 7, then it's just sort of like the, you know, the characters that fight in the tournaments against the other universes. It does make a lot of sense, right? But it does sort of leave Beerus and Whis off of categories that some of the other gods and angels will end up on, right? So that is unfortunately a thing that's going to happen. All right, again, it's, man, you know, because of this, like, sort of, like, build I'm rocking, it is taking a long time to get these Jirens to their full sort of passive, right? Like, here we are in turn 50, and we still have not gotten hit 5 times. It is funny how, like, you know, it can be good for, like, Super Battle Road and stuff like that, but then you could have a lot of times where it's not as good, right? In certain events where it's just not going to easily activate. So, all right, let's go ahead and pop Jiren's active skill, and we will finish up. Let me know what you guys think of the Universe 11 category team. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.
信頼など無価値だ。強さこそ絶対だ。